In this video, we'll use the AI Assist Interactive option to add an interactive structured prompt. Now, interactive prompts are a little bit different in that they begin by asking the user one or more questions before it generates the response. So I'm going to start by naming my prompt. I'll call it greeting cards. And then I'll ask the user a question. What is the occasion? We'll ask, who is the card for? And let's ask, what is the mood of the card? Okay, so we start by gathering information, and then we can tell it what we'd like to do with that collected information. So in this case, let's write 5 greeting card ideas based on the user input. And of course, the user input in this case is the user's response to these 3 questions. So I'm going to click build my prompt, and this will take 30 seconds to a minute. I'm going to pause this while it builds. Okay, and that one took closer to a minute, so I'm going to click continue. This takes me to the tune and save your prompt screen. So scrolling down, the name of the prompt is greeting cards. The task is write 5 greeting cards based on user input. Now for the rules under the task, this type of prompt instructs ChatGPT or whatever LLM you're using to ask the questions and then wait for the response. And it doesn't normally do this. In this case, it looks like it added a couple of questions to the 3 that I came up with. So it's also asking, is there anything specific you want to include in the card? Do you have any special requests for the design of the card? I really don't want that, so I'm going to take those out. So I'll use the minus option on the side to delete those 2. Ask 1 question at a time. That's great. Always wait for the user's response before continuing. Do not include information or comments that are not prescribed in this prompt. So that's all good. It's acting as a greeting card designer, and it kind of defines what that is. The audience is fine, kind of a generic audience, but it will design the card based on the input that we give it. So it's going to design 5 greeting cards based on the user input. Incorporate the user's input into the card design, etc., etc. So that's all great. And again, the intent is to design 5 greeting cards, and do not return anything except for the final designs as defined in the create. So it's not going to give us comments or additional material beyond what we ask for. So that's all good. I'll click submit to save my prompt. Here's a preview of it. This is the JSON version. If I want to see the YAML, which is more like an outline, I can toggle over to YAML. I'm going to copy the JSON to my clipboard, head over to ChatGPT. These tend to work better in version 4 than version 3.5, so I'm going to use version 4 in this case. And by these, I mean interactive prompts. So what is the occasion? It's a birthday. Who's the card for? It's Amanda, who is turning 5. And what is the mood of the card? The mood should be funny. And then, based on our answers to those 3 questions, it goes through and does its thing. So not a great use of your prompts in GPT-4 while they're limiting things, but I think this is more of a future application, and it's a prompt that if you have a workflow where maybe you need it to ask you for something before it generates the prompt, this is a prompt that you could hand off to someone and have them understand how to use it, because it's actually asking them for what it needs before it produces the output. So that again is called AI Assist Interactive, and it's the second option when you come to your prompt screen. Any prompt you create is going to be saved down here in your prompt library, and you can always access it, delete it, duplicate it, and do anything from the actual prompt screen. And that is it for AI Assist Interactive.